I've been involved over the last 30 years with major mineral extraction projects, waste disposal, utility projects of all scales and sizes, and really it's to have a recognition of the large scale environmental impact that they have, particularly with biodiversity net gain. There is a huge potential on these reclamation sites to work with other nature conservation bodies, and I really think we need to raise a profile of what we do actually achieve with those major projects. Gardening has always been a passion, and our garden has evolved over a 20-year period. One of the most interesting parts of the garden is the woodland garden. This started life as when we first came to this property as a farm tip. So the first 18 months were, a mini reclamation project in its own right. That woodland garden has now been established over a 15-year period and supports a wide range of woodland plants. I'm always quite envious of those who can make their career entirely of garden design, because it creates some amazing spaces, and that's what it's all about. With the garden, I've evolved to such a stage that this year we have opened a national garden scheme, and that's been great to actually share it with other people for good cause. So we are open again at the end of May, so if you missed the opportunity in April, you are all welcome to visit us. Everybody should have the right to have green space within easy access of where they live, because we all need that opportunity to get out and enjoy those spaces. I think this is where our landscape planners come into action, and with working with local authorities to actually determine the right amount of green space in the right place, and then making sure there is enough money available to actually manage spaces so that people feel safe when they're out in the nature that is on their doorstep. I think that the most interesting part of being a landscape professional is a huge variety and diversity of projects that you can become involved in. There is really almost a fresh challenge every day, and one of the really major things is that your projects sustain into the future. When you plant new woodland, it's a green legacy for future generations as well. I think it's vital that we work with other land and development-based professionals, particularly the RITPI and RICS. Both of those institutes have considerably more members than we do in the Landscape Institute. So by joining force, I think we have a much louder voice. I also think landscape architects, particularly on the green agenda, have the potential to lead that debate. That's already been started by the Institute, and I would like to see that continue into the future. I think as a profession, we need to demonstrate just the impact that we create through our everyday activities. I would like to see an annual return introduced at the time of practice registration, but also for all other employers of landscape architects. And it's to set out really what we have achieved over the last 12-month period, i.e. in tree planting, in our contribution to biodiversity net gain. I think by having this empirical information, it will demonstrate just how the Institute boxes above its weight, given our total membership. I think the apprenticeships are a really exciting possibility. I think they offer the opportunity for youngsters to earn and learn, and I think actually that opens the door to a much more diverse group of youngsters, with higher education now costing in excess, with fees and accommodation from £15,000 to £20,000 a year. It really excludes so many young people. So I think it has the opportunity for us to bring in a much more diverse cohort of young people, which can only be good for the profession. I think we need to listen. We need to listen to our membership and to individuals. We need to take on board their concerns or their passions and their interests. And we need to work together as not only a board, but through our branches and through everybody working together. The more that we present a united front, the greater it will be that we can get our message across.